Hello everybody. This is episode 2 of Stitching with Reecie, my second Flosstube video. It is Sunday the 26th of January 2020 and it's a 3-day weekend in Australia this weekend, so we get an extra day off tomorrow from work. It's the Australia Day holiday, which I guess is kind of similar to the US Independence Day, that sort of holiday, but it means we get an extra day this weekend where we don't have to go to work. So I thought I would take that opportunity to film my second episode. The first thing I wanted to say is a massive thank you to everybody who has watched the first video, everyone who's commented, everyone who has linked to me on Instagram or mentioned me on their own Flosstube videos and sent people in my direction. I didn't in a million bajillion years ever think that my video would get as many views as it has and anywhere near as many subscribers as I have now got. So it is very exciting. And definitely has pushed me to keep going. So thank you so much. And similarly, thank you to everyone who has commented on my last video. I have read every single comment, and I was slowly going through and trying to reply to everyone individually. I haven't quite gotten up to date with that, but I have made sure that I've liked everyone's comments. And please keep commenting. I really like reading the comments. And this episode, there'll be a giveaway, and I'll ask you to answer a question in the comments. But yeah, so it's all very exciting. Just some things from the last video, or things that people have asked in the comments. A few people were asking about the project bags that I was using, the sort of generic looking mesh kind of bags. I get them from a shop in Australia. It's a Japanese shop. It's called Daiso. It's Daiso. They do have a website, which I think is www.daiso.com. I had a quick look on the website, and they do have, in the stationery section, they do have some mesh bags. I couldn't quite find these exact ones, but if you have a look on the website, you might be able to find them. Otherwise, I think that some people, you can get something similar from Amazon, but I'm not 100% on that. So that was that. In terms of my stitching on the train, I don't use a hoop when I stitch on the train. I don't use a hoop generally. And I stitch in hand. I do sometimes take the bigger projects with me on the train. But I generally try and do the smaller ones on the train, but I have taken the bigger samplers with me when I've really felt like working on them or whatever. The train isn't too bumpy. I'm kind of used to it. I don't really have a problem with the motion of the train. I find that if I try and do anything else on the train, like read a book, if I try and read a book on the train, I just fall asleep straight away. But luckily I don't really have the same problem with stitching, and I don't find it too bumpy, so it's a good opportunity to get things done. So I've had, and the other thing was my dilemma that I was having with the Reflet de Soie, the Yvonne Leclerc sampler. That was the one that I'd started on the Weeks Dye Works old linen, and I'd finished the parrot up in the corner, and I was tossing up whether to keep going on that linen, which I wasn't really loving the feel of. The colour's fine, but the feel of it wasn't great. So I have decided I am going to restart that project on different linen. It's too big and too amazing to do on something that I'm not 100% over the moon with. So I think someone in the comments had a great suggestion to maybe turn the parrot into a little pin cushion or a little small, and then just keep going, start over. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. So I will I'm going to have a look for some, it's quite a big sampler, so I think it needs like a 1/2 meter cut of linen as opposed to like a fat quarter. So I don't think I've had a quick look through the linens that I've got in my linen stash, but couldn't really find the right color or didn't have enough of the right color, so I might have to order a new piece. So I've had one finish since my last video, and I did post this on, this has been posted on Instagram, and I showed this in my last video and it was almost finished, and now it's completely finished. So that's the Marie Clement from Reflet de Soie. So now that's completely done, and that was a really fun sampler to stitch. Oh, look, this is the chart here. Yeah, so that's completely finished. Well, except for framing. I've got a whole bunch of finished pieces that I want to take to the framer. You may notice that the walls behind me are completely empty. The reason for that is we've recently had the house repainted. We're hoping to sell this house pretty soon and move to a slightly bigger house. So I haven't put anything up on the walls since they've been painted, so that's why it all looks a bit bare in the background. But yes, this will certainly be making a trip to the framing shop very soon. Okay, what I've been working on since my last video. So according to my book of days needlework thingy, I have started 3 new projects since the last video. So I'll show you what they are and what I've been working on. So I went back to work a couple of weeks ago, so train stitching back on. So I have been working on this one. So this is a Plum Street sampler chart. It's a Halloween chart. It's called Stranded Jacks, and it's 5 little Halloween smalls, and they've all got a nautical theme. So I think I may have mentioned in my previous video my love of anything whales, and this is actually a Halloween whale, so couldn't really say no. So what I decided to do was stitch all 5 of them in a row, and then I'm either going to frame that as a little piece or maybe make it into sort of a long pillow. So I've done quite a bit. So this is, I need something behind it. There we go. It's a bit crinkled because it's been on the train, sorry about that. Okay, so that's where I'm up to with that. So I've done the whale, which is looking good. I've done the pumpkin, the witchy mermaid, and I'm working on that 4th square, which is sort of a general nautical October 31st thing. And then I'll only have the little pumpkin in the boat to finish, and then it's done. So this is stitched on some 40 count Weeks Dye Works Confederate Grey. This is old Weeks, but I haven't had a problem stitching on this, and I think it's turned out, and it's using I think it's mostly Gentle Arts, but it's just whatever the call for overdyed. Oh, here's the colour. Whatever the call for overdyed cottons are. Breaking the Law don't have a little thing on there. Trouble. So those are the colours there. So they're just some rusts and mustards and browns. So there's only, I think, 7. It's only 7 colours, 7 threads that you need to do the whole thing. So it's quite good. So by the time I film my next video, that should be finished. So that's exciting. Some early Halloween stitching. So that's that one. The other thing I started was and I think a lot of people have started this, there's no finished chart. It's the eye stitch, the burgundy band sampler. So that comes out each week. You get emailed the next little piece of the band sampler. So I am up to date except for the one that just came out. It comes out every Friday, so one just came out on Friday. I haven't done that one, but I am actually up to date with the rest of it, which is quite good. So I'll just, so that's my, I'm just going to use the back of that. Chart's quite good for that. Okay. Yep, so that's weeks 1, 2, and 3 finished, and that's just on some linen banding, and I'm using Gloriana silk in pomegranate, and that's stitched over 1 on, I think it's about a 27-28 count banding. I do have a slightly bigger gap at the edges than a lot of the ones that I've seen, but I think it's fine. When it's finished, I'll probably be just wrapping it around like a spool, so I think it'll be fine. So that's quite fun to do. I really like stitching letters and alphabets, and the next section is actually another alphabet. So I'm going to try and keep up with this one. I don't stitch this on the train. Over 1, the lighting on the train is pretty good, but not for complete over 1 stuff. So this is just a little at-home project. So that's coming along. So that was the second thing I started. And the other thing I started, this was in the last week I had off before I went back to work after the holidays. So I went on a bit of a serial starting frenzy that week. And I've started Scarlet Letter, Camel and Lion. So this is one of those charts that are in the style of those early 18th century drawings, similar to the one I showed, the spot motif sampler, and I think there's a few more that are similar. So this one's just got a camel and a bit of a wacky looking lion. I don't have a huge amount done on this one, but I've started in the top corner there. So I've just done a little bit of the sky, and I've started some sort of plant. So that's using DMC on some just antique white 40 count linen. Yep. So that was my other start, and I haven't really worked on that since the couple of days there when I actually first started it. So I will eventually get back to it. I'm putting my DMCs on my thread ring as I go. I think I said I did that with a couple of other projects because I don't really want to sit there and do them all, but that's some of the colours, that's all of the colours. So, okay. So those were the 3 things that I started and have been working on. The other thing that I've been working on since I finished Marie Clement is I've been putting in some stitches on Sarah Stewart Hardman, which I showed last video as part of my whip parade, but I've actually now done some more. I've done the over 1 lettering. I'd originally started doing the over 1 as full crosses, and this is 40 count linen. I found it was really quite difficult and very bunchy, so I ripped out what I'd started and I did it all half cross stitch, and I'm much happier with that. So, and I've done a little bit more of the people down the bottom, but mainly I've filled in most of that over 1. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get that one finished by or during February. So that's sort of my focus. I'm focusing on that for now. All right, so that's what I've been working on and what I've started in the last couple of weeks. My next book, I've got a notebook and everything. I'm crossing things off. Yep, okay. Next, I have some haul. So last video, I think I said I was waiting on a few packages, which were waiting for me when I got back to work a couple of weeks ago. So just leaning down here, just getting it all out. Okay. All right, so I have some haul, some mail order haul. Also, not long after I shot my first video, I went to my monthly stitching day at the Cool Goblin with my stitching friends. So every time I go there, I usually end up buying some stuff. So I have some haul on there as well. So this isn't in any particular order or anything, but I've got this chart. This is Hannah Carter, 1838, by Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa Vanette. Really like this. It's all black except for a little bit of gold down the bottom there. So that's another sampler that I like. I don't plan to start it anytime soon, but still very nice. This is a Stacey Nash chart, schoolgirl sampler sewing bag. Just thought that was cute. The little red house. So that one. This was some Christmas things that I like when I was excited about Christmas stitching. I ordered a few things. This is Little House Needleworks gingerbread trio. It's quite cute little gingerbread guys. I did also get the threads. I did also get the threads for that one as well. I think there might be one colour missing actually, but those are the threads. That's quite cute. They're classic colourways, I think. There's that one. Some more Christmassy stuff that I ordered. I ordered a bunch of these Prairie Schooler. They've been reprinting all the Santa charts, and I didn't really have that many of them, and I wanted to get them before they go out of print again, because they're very cute. So that's St. Nicholas. Santa's there. Santa's Revisited, or one of the Santa's Revisited. It's got 3 of the annual Santas. It's very cute. I like the one with all the little woodland animals. This one, I think a lot of people have shown this one recently. Santa Rides. I love all of these. I really like the ship and the train especially, but they're very cool. This one is Old St. Nick, which is just some more Santas. Very cute. Was it more Christmassy stuff? Oh, yep, one more little Christmassy one. Patchwork Deer by Heart in Hand. Thought that was cute. I like these little patchwork body. It's cute. Yeah, that was all the Christmassy ones. So I've got some stuff to make for this Christmas. The other stuff, I also sort of went a bit Quaker mad as well. So I've got, this is Queenstown Samplers, Quaker Friends. This is not a reproduction, it's an original design, but I thought it had some really cute Quakery motifs in it. Then this one, Quaker Compass by Rosewood Manor. That's just a nice Quaker design as well. Then some other samplers. So I've got Jane Baxter 1838 by Victorian Rose Needle Arts. It's got turkeys on it. Miss Manners. I saw this on a few people's videos and wasn't sure why I hadn't already got it because it's fabulous. It's a GGR. Hands Across the Sea samplers. Elizabeth Atkinson 1829. I really like the little motifs in this one, especially that little blue deer or whatever it is. Cute. This is a Long Dog samplers. This is kind of interesting. It's called Dilemma. So they give you the chart for the frame and everything for these 9 squares, but they actually give you 16, I think it's 16 different motifs, and then you can choose which 9 you want to put in the squares. So there's some cool little things here. There's pigs, there's sort of medievally type heraldry things, but there's an elephant, rabbits, a wolf. I think there was, the frog. I really like the frog actually. Yeah, so choose 9, stick them in. This also came, I signed up last year and I've signed up again this year to the Scattered Seed Samplers Club. She sends out, I think, four kits over the course of the year. The theme last year was birds, and the last one of those arrived in the mail over Christmas. It's the Set Free pin keep. It's really cute and it's really lovely the way she does all the packaging. You get a little charm, you get all the threads and the fabric for the backing and everything. So lovely. Now the other charts that I have here are as a result of Brenda and the Serial Starters last video, where their designer spotlight was Pineberry Lane, and I did have some Pineberry Lane charts already, but I didn't have anywhere near enough. So I went on a bit of a Pineberry Lane spree and purchased some charts. This one I actually purchased from the Cruel Goblin when I was there on the Saturday, and I don't think I'd seen the video at that point, so I think this was just a coincidence. But this is Elizabeth Ravenscroft. And I also got the threads too, which are quite lovely colours there. So that's pretty immediate reader. It's not too big. It's good size. It's got some over 1 lettering, but that's okay. And cute colours. So that's that one. Then after I watched Brenda and Laura's video, I went to Pineberry Lane's website, and you can actually purchase PDF versions of their charts directly from the website, and you can download them. So that's sometimes a good option for me, especially because the shipping costs to Australia from the US are pretty high. So if there is an opportunity to get a chart in a downloadable form, it just saves on those shipping costs, which is quite good. So because I didn't have to pay for shipping, I bought some extra charts. So the first ones, and some of these, I think most of these Brenda and Laura showed, which is why I got all excited. But and the reason they look like this is because I've downloaded them and printed them for myself. So that's why they don't look like that. So the first one, actually if I do this, there we go. Fold it in half. There we go. Look. Oh, that looks professional. First one is Proper Sisters School of Needlework, which is very cute. It's the little needlework school with the 2 ladies. That's super cute. Second one, just folding them as I go, is Elizabeth Baker 1844. And that's a reproduction. I don't think the Sisters School of Needlework one was a reproduction, but this one is. It's got some lovely blues and reds in there. This one, I really like the border on this one and also the four-sided stitch. I've become a little bit obsessed with four-sided stitch. This is Marianne Suckling, 1846. This one, I think Brenda definitely showed this one, and it's just lovely. Wrought by my hand. Very cute. Anne Marston, 1843, also very cute. And lastly, sorry, I keep looking, is a friend's gift, which I thought was very, very cute. And I think I will make it into a little bag, and I think I will make it as a gift actually. That's lovely. So that was the Pinebury Lane extravaganza. So that's pretty much all the haul in terms of charts. I did get a few bits and pieces of linen, but nothing overly exciting. So that's that. Just have a sip. Okay, haul done. Next, immediate radar basket. So this was the this is what I was speaking about in my last video. I have well, it's not actually a basket, it's more of a cloth container or something, that I have things in there that I want to get a start on pretty quick. Some of them are kitted fully, some I've just got the threads, and some I haven't got either, but intend to get them kitted up pretty quick. So let's look at this. Sorry, just leaning down to get it. Okay, so this is actually says my favorite things. Correct. Where's the best place to put it? I'll just put it there and just grab things out. Just moving over. Okay. All right. Again, not in any order. I literally just throw things in here. Oh yes, this is quite exciting. All right, so this is a Stacey Nash chart, and it is called Mary Burtis. It is stitched entirely in black except for the little red M. Now, the thread I've got for this is kind of interesting. I got it from Cool Goblin, and it's DMC, but it's this weird stuff. Well, it's not weird, but it's called Cotton Floche. Floche. I think I kept calling it Floozy accidentally, but that's okay. And it's one ply, but I think one ply is probably equivalent to maybe 2 or 1.5 or 2 strands of DMC cotton. So, but it's very, I don't know, soft, silky, but it's not silk. I don't know. I'm gonna try it and see. So because it's a little bit thicker, I thought I should probably do this sampler on maybe a 32 count linen, which is a bit bigger than what I would normally stitch on, but I thought it would be nice. So I've actually got a piece of 32 count vintage Tundra by Lakeside Linens, and yeah, that's pretty true to the actual color. I think it might be a little bit darker, but that's so that's that. So I want to start that soon because I want to try out this thread and see if I like it. So that's Mary Burtis, immediate radar. Next on immediate radar basket. Oh, this is the Country Sampler ABC Schoolgirls Club, which I joined last year. And this was the most recent mail out. And I just think this is so cute. It's called Sampler Roll, and it's by Samplers Remembered. and it says alphabets and a charming row of country houses borrowed from an antique sampler. So it's not a reproduction of the whole sampler, it's a portion of the sampler, and then it's been turned into a roll. So it's very, very cute, I think. I love that. I love these little houses. So it's basically alphabets and houses. Can't go wrong. And Country Sampler sends all these beautiful things, some beautiful ribbon, and the colours, the threads just look beautiful. They're a bit smooshed up here, but that's some gorgeous colours there. I think the linen is Confederate grey. It is Confederate grey. Oh, but it's Zweigart Confederate grey. Orange thingy. So that'll be nice. And there's the threads. So yes, I want to get that started because it's very cute. And I want to see how I go finishing it into the roll. There's some pretty comprehensive instructions in here about how to make it up into the roll. Okay. Next up, this is me not being able to resist. Isabella Fox. This is a stitch along. Brenda, Laura, a whole bunch of people are doing this. I think Carol Saltbox Stitch has finished hers. It looks amazing. So I thought it was about time that I purchased this chart. And I also have some linen. This is Weeks Dye Works Mocha 46 count. I think I'm going to use this colour on the Zweigart base. So it's quite I think it's a bit darker than, I think they recommend straw maybe? Oh no, cocoa. They say cocoa. This is mocha. I think it's probably much of a muchness. And these are the threads. I haven't put them on a thread ring yet, but I think that will look pretty good. The only thing I'm just going to check is whether these browns are you going to be able to see these browns on that fabric. So see how we go, but I'd like to do it on this 46 count. She's ready. Okay. This is a La-di-da chart, and I think Brenda and Laura may have mentioned this one as well. I got the chart a while ago after Nashville last year. Elizabeth Jones, 1833, I think it says on the actual sampler. This I think will look really nice once it's stitched up. I did get the DMC threads and the colours look quite lovely. I haven't decided on the linen yet for this, but it's something that I want to get started pretty quick. Elizabeth Jones. Oh, this was another Christmassy one, and I quite like the over one stitching. This is a little Brenda Gervais Souvenirs of the Heart Home for Christmas. This came out sort of late last year. I've got some Lagana or whatever that even weave fabric is to do, and I think I've got most of the colours. I did have to I ordered a few, but the others I think I've got floating around in other projects, but that's a few of the colours, and I'll get the others all together and kit it up properly, but that's something I want to do. This one, I think I'm going to start this. I think this is going to become my train project as soon as I finish the Halloween, the Stranded Jacks, the Halloween one. This is a Stacey Nash chart as well, Old White Farmhouse sampler. So, love the dog, love the White House, love everything. Colours are really nice. The linen I've got in there is, I think, an XJU design brown sand. I think it's a 36 count. So I want to get going on that pretty soon. Another one. Oh, this is another one that I want to start straight away. Good God. This is the Scarlet House, A Perfect World. This was I think this was a Nashville last year, but I just love this. And I was at a stitching thing a little while ago, hosted by the Cool Goblin, and there was a lady there, and she had finished this, and it just looked fabulous. And she'd done it on 46 count, and so I am also going to do it on 46 count because it looked really cool. Those letters are over 2, so not so dramatic in terms of over 1 on 46, which might be a stretch. But these are the colours there, and the linen. It is a kitten stitcher linen. I can't remember which. Oh, here we go. Got it in here. 46 count grunge from Shakespeare's Peddler, and those are the week's colours. So love that. Now, these are some that I've actually kitted up to the extent of putting them in a project bag. So that's exciting. This is a red sampler. This is part of the following the law scenario. This is another chart by Sabine, who a lot of people commented about the red rose, the little sampler that I did, and she's the German designer. I'll link to her website in the thing below, but this is a red sampler, and again, 4-sided stitch everywhere. Love it. Gertrude Groschel, 1895. Love Gertrude. So she's got a little bit of over 1 here. She's got lots of 4-sided mixed in. Love it. So for that, I have a piece of Weeks Dye Works linen in the linen colorway. This is old Weeks, but because it's a 1 color, it's only small, I think I can deal with it. And the thread is actually from XJU Design. Hand-dyed threads, Mariska's red. So I quite like that red. It's very, it's showing up, it's a bit pinkier than it's showing up on the camera there. It's, and it's quite matte, it's not shiny, and it's pinker than this. But I think that'll look pretty good. So that's, I want to get going on that as well. There's another one in a project bag. Haven't started it. Oh yeah, this is a more Halloween stuff. This is Prairie Schooler Heads Up. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is similar to what I'm doing with the Stranded Jacks, is I'm actually going to do all 9, including the little headstone in the middle, and frame it as a picture as opposed to separate little ornaments. So, but these are super cute. Love this guy. So for that, I've got the DMC threads. There's only 1, 2, 5 colours. That's quite good. It's got a charm on it. And I'm going to use, I've got a piece here of, what's this, R&R Fog Lifter. So 40 count. So yeah, that'll look pretty cute. So that's another Halloween stitch ready to go. Oh, this is also Halloween. Oh no, it's not, it's Christmas. This is another one of those reprinted Prairie Schooler Santa things. This is Old World Santa's #2. Some cute ones on there. This, I wanted to do that ornament a month thing, but considering it's the 26th of January already, I haven't really started an ornament. But I would like to get quite a few of these stitched up by the end of this year. I did go and buy the threads for all of them. There's not that many colours. They're really, really nice sort of muted vintage kind of palette in terms of colours. And the linen I've got here is some 36 count Old Town Blend by R&R. I don't know how this is. Yeah, there we go. So it's just some nice muted colours there on that linen. So I've got a fairly big piece of this linen, so, and they're only small, so hopefully I'll be able to get a whole bunch on there. I'm going to do these as ornaments. I'm not going to put them all in one piece. So I'm going to make up some ornaments for Christmas. Cute. Speaking of, this is another Christmas design that I'd like to get done. This is, I love this. This is a Kathy Barrick. It's called Esther, and it's just really quite quirky and cute. So there's Esther the sheep. She's got a really cool little quilted thing and a big tree, and I just really like that. I have kitted this up. I've got some 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus and the needlepoint silks. So, more Christmas. Back to Halloween. Seems to be Christmas and Halloween madness. This is probably one of my all-time favourite charts, so I've decided I'm just going to bite the bullet and stitch it this year. Halloween at Hollyberry Farm by Stacey Nash. So I've got, I think I've actually got the fabric called for, which is 18th century rook. That is the fabric I've got, but I've got 40 count. I think the original pattern was 35 or something. But, and here's the, so just lots of lovely sort of antique blacks. I think it's carriage black, onyx, and onyx again. Yeah, so with some, so looking forward to getting on to that. What else is in the immediate reader basket? Okay, a lot of these I haven't kitted. These are there's some threads going on here. This is, so this is a Blackbird Designs book. Agnes Platt's Strawberry Sampler. That's the antique sampler there. But the project that I really liked was actually this one here, which is the bee. I think it's called the Bee Skep. So it's got a little verse about a bee. It's got a house. It's super cute. I've got this. I did actually get the threads for this. Oh, some nice colours there. Some lovely colours there. I haven't chosen a linen yet, but I will. This is a lovely, this is a French reproduction. It's not Reflect de Soie though. It is, I don't know, it says published by Creative Poppy, but then it says Muriel Besserville, so I think she might be the lady who reproduced it, because the sampler itself is called C. Mathy 1878. This is probably going to be one of those ones where the picture isn't going to do it justice, but it's really quite sweet. So it's got a lovely alphabet at the top, 2 birds, and then some more alphabets and things down there. I've just kitted it in I've got the DMC threads, and there's some lovely colours. So it actually looks like it'll be a little bit more vibrant than on the photo. I think that pink is lovely. I think that's the pink for the alphabet. So it's a nice one that I'd like to get going on. This is a chart by the Sampler Company, Brenda Keys. It is, I think it's been stitched over one. The model has been stitched over one. I probably won't do that. I'd probably maybe do it on 40 or 46 count, but it's called A Sampler Story. So it's really cute. It's just little motifs, I guess, that are quite common in samplers. Just a little combination of, it's a bit glary. So it's quite cute. So I'll get around to that. This There's another in my ongoing series of whale obsession. This is a Not Forgotten Farm chart. It's called Nantucket Broom Ride. And it's actually a little witch and she's riding on a whale. So, super cute. Haven't got any threads or anything for that, but I'd like to get that done. Another Prairie Schooler Halloween. This is Brenda and Laura's Fault. When witches go riding. Love this. Definitely want to do it. Another Kathy Barrick. This is a fairly recent chart of hers, I think. It's just called Thomas. It's a bird. Just really like the colours and everything in that. Like birds. Another sampler. This is a lovely little sampler that I'd like to get to. It's a Perman of Copenhagen chart and it's called Anna Thies or Thies, 1859. Love it. Another rose wreath. Love it. And a cat. Cute. I'd like to get going on that. This is quite amazing. This is a Milady's Needle, Anne Emptage or Emptage, 1845. This is a morning sampler, MOU, morning. And I'm kind of drawn to them for some reason. It's just really quite lovely. It's got a nice verse and lady and birds and everything. So that's quite amazing. That's charted for either NPI silk or DMC. I might do the silk for that one. I like the NPI silk. That's another immediate reader. This one is Eliza Strawbridge, 1819, by Victorian Rose Needle Arts. Really like the border on this. It's very bright, and the bright pink of her dress I really like too. Super cute. This one. This is so Blackbird, the Bells on Christmas Day. The sampler is called the Bells on Christmas Day. This is the one that I'd like to do. And again, I think Carol Saltbox Stitcher finished this recently, or was working. I think she finished it, and I love it. Love that. So that's another immediate reader. This is Pineberry Lane again. I've had this chart for ages and I really need to do it. It's another morning sampler. It's called Lucy Nolan, or Verses on the Death of Lucy Nolan, and it's actually just words in black. So it's actually just a verse. But there's different. Some of the stitches are over 3, I think, over 3 threads, some over 2, some over 1. It's a bit of a mix up. That's the antique on the back there, so it's quite lovely. So that's another one. What else is in here? Red samplers, a go-go. This is huge, I think. This is a big sampler. Let me have a look. What's the size? Oh, it's not as big as I thought, but it's still pretty big. 306 by 314 stitches. This is Queenstown Sampler Designs Mercedes Ospina, 1863. Oh, love it. Love that. Red flowers, ships, everything. Intermediate. This is a Brenda Gervais sampler. I've seen quite a few finished versions of this. It's fabulous. Frances Paul, 1832. Love it. This is another Kathy Barrick called Little Robins. Cute little verse. It's about robins. I like little birdies. It's cute. Getting there. Almost at the bottom. Hands Across the Sea. I think this is a stitch along on a Facebook group, I think. I haven't even got the threads or the linen or anything, but I do want to start this because I think it's really cool and I really like the colours. Anne Roberts, 1842. So I really like the sort of stark colours in this one. It's really cute. So yeah, that's something I want to get going on. This is another Gigi R, a Fair Lady sampler. I love this. I don't know why I haven't gotten even the threads or anything. I love this. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous colour palette. And this little thing here, rice stitch, my favourite. So yeah, that's actually, I think that's going right up to the top of the queue, I think. That's going to be kitted up. Oh, and then oh my god, this just never ends, these beautiful patterns. Hands Across the Sea, Anne Thomas, 1854. Birds, love it. Just love the colours, everything amazing. Love it. A lot of people have started this and it just looks beautiful. A lot of people have done this sort of top corner bit here and it just looks amazing. So again, top of the queue. And then this one probably also. These last three actually, the Fair Lady, the Anne Thomas, and this one that I'm about to show, they're going right up. This is Reflect as well. Antoinette Carrera, I don't know who's that. 1862. Oh my god. Love this. Look at this. Border, amazing. Birds, roses, everything. Colour palette, just love it. Top of the queue. That is pretty much. Oh no, there's more. There's another couple in here. This is another GGR. This is another morning sampler. I think this is called Elizabeth Biggs, 1833. Love that. Love the colours in that. The deer, the border is just beautiful. So oh, and another red. Oh, take it out of this little packet. Here's another one of those lovely little red samplers. This is a German one, ER 1890. Okay, I think that's it for now. There are so many more, but that's it for now. Yes, so I hope you enjoyed that journey through the immediate radar basket. It has actually helped me to decide what I'm going to kit up next, and it is going to be those three. Those three, so I'm going to put them at the top. When I put everything else back in, they're going at the top. So, oh yes, we're nearly at an hour. Crikey. Okay. Giveaway. We have a giveaway. I'm just putting all this back. Otherwise it's gonna crush me. Okay, that's all back in there. There at the top. Okay. Basket going away to the floor. Okay. Oh, I've just noticed there's a Gloriana. One of my skeins of Gloriana from my band sample. I've just found that on the floor. That's not great. Okay. All under control. Lastly, giveaway. Exciting. Okay. So I think last video I may have foreshadowed what the giveaway, or at least what the giveaway was going to be in terms of designer, Reflect Aspire. This is a chart that I have somehow ended up purchasing twice because I love it so much. So I'm going to give it away. I will ship anywhere in the world. That's fine. And I think what I'll ask for, if you comment, if you want to, oh, well, let me show you the chart first. So it's called Louise Lalliere 1901. And it's got chickens. Isn't it cute? Love it. Look at those chickens. Love the chickens. And look at that little scene with the donkey and the dog. Oh my God, it's so cute. It's so French. And the border is gorgeous. And everything's just gorgeous. So, okay. So if you want that chart, if you leave a comment below and maybe just mention the word Louise in your comment, then I'll know that you want to be in the draw. And maybe a question. I really like reading all the comments. So I think maybe my question will be, what do you enjoy watching while you're stitching? At the moment in Australia, the Australian Open tennis is on, and it's on TV. So I've been watching the tennis while I do some stitching at home. It's quite fun. Yeah, so if you tell me what you like to watch, do you like to watch sports when you're stitching, or movies, or TV? What TV shows? Or do you listen to radio, audio, whatever? What do you like to watch and or listen to while you're stitching? That's a question. And just mention the word Louise in your comment. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Ziggy. Ziggy hasn't come into the room today because I've actually got the door closed. But I'm going to film a little separate video at the end, a little short video with some Ziggy action. A lot of you commented that you wanted to see more of him, so I will do a little video and put it in at the end of some Ziggy antics. At the moment, his antics include sleeping. So that's about it for the second episode. Thank you to everyone again for watching and subscribing. It's really exciting. I hope you enjoy my second video. I think I'm still struggling with looking at the right spot in the camera, but hopefully I'm maybe not as nervous as the first video. I'm getting there. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Okay.